Hello, I am Rachel Nisatka from Radical Alchemy, back to talk more to one of my favorite groups of people, company founders. This article is titled, Hey, Company Founders, Know Thyself. Stop getting in your own way. Sample my 12-week leadership development pilot instead. Week 2, Behavior Assessments and Establishing Data-Informed Patterns. Last week, I started an unpleasant conversation designed for a very passionate group of people, company founders. I told you that while you are single-handedly keeping your company afloat, you are also the bottleneck for progress. I told you to get out of your own way. And now I'm going to tell you how to do it. The first step, know thyself. For context, I'd like to share a fun fact. My husband and I are as far away from each other as a couple can be when it comes to behavior patterns. He's a thinker, I'm a feeler. He's a planner, I live and die by intuition. He's direct to a fault, I'm a wordsmith, also to a fault. Behavioral assessments confirm this fact. We are the exact opposite Myers-Briggs with zero overlap. His Enneagram number is 1, the perfectionist. Mine is 4, the individualist. His disc leans dominant, conscientious, while mine bends to influence and steadiness. We also have a few stressors, 3 in particular, aged 5, almost 8, and 10. This makes our conflicting behavior patterns really pop, truly shining a light on their stark contrast. In theory, this should make productivity near impossible. Constant miscommunication, inefficient functional processes, and resentment. And in the bleary-eyed early days of parenthood, it did. It really did. Except we've put in the work, and now we know, which means we've stopped turning our differences into dysfunctions and instead lean into our natural strengths, grateful that the other can cover for our weaknesses. Sometimes it's easier than others, obviously. And by no means do we have a perfect marriage, but we continue to do the work. And we know. And knowing is the first piece to stopping the bottleneck, whether domestic or professional. But how does this translate from life to work life? Behavioral assessments, what fun! There are several behavioral assessments out there, and they essentially have the same objective. Learn to understand someone who is not like you and work better together. Better partnerships, better results. For the sake of this program, I will be using the DISC behavioral assessment, one of many products out there designed to help humans exist as humans, a cluster of emotions, experiences, and traits, all of which are in constant overlapping motion. Said another way, DISC serves as a predictive model for behavior under pressure, a shortcut to identifying unique blind spots, and a language for why your team experiences you and each other the way they do. DISC is not about labeling your personality. How boring. Instead, it's about identifying your default patterns, especially when times are hard or stressful. Founders, do you ever find times to be hard or stressful? For paid subscribers, I will be publishing a DISC worksheet to help you understand the difference between behavioral styles, how they work together, and how to determine your primary and secondary styles. I also conduct DISC assessments with coaching clients, going deep into the data to generate insights about how they can show up, motivate teams, and deliver measurable business improvements based on the learnings. Even if you aren't a paid subscriber or not in the market for an executive coach, I'd like you to at least understand the 4 types and start to identify what it means to you. D, dominance. Strength. You move fast and make decisions quickly. Bottleneck. You override other people, skip context, and train your team to always wait for you to make the final call, which means you never actually build leaders. I, influence. Strength. You inspire people, create tangible energy, and close sales. Bottleneck. You avoid hard conversations and create confusion around priorities, which means energy is spent, but execution stays stagnant. S. Steadiness. Strength. You create loyalty and stability. Bottleneck. You tolerate too much for too long, often causing problems to fester, which means issues get expensive before they are addressed. C. Conscientiousness. Strength. You bring rigor and quality. Bottleneck. You slow decisions and quietly signal that nothing is ever good enough, which means the business slows down more than the market will tolerate. Your primary style, D, I, S, or C, represents the ways that you naturally operate. Your secondary style demonstrates how you adapt, support, or compensate for weak spots. Your leadership style ultimately is a combination of the two. But your real leadership style isn't in how you act on a good day. It's how you act when something is at risk, when it all falls apart, when there is something meaningful at stake. D's become controlling. I's become scattered and avoidant. S's become passive. C's become overly critical. And all of them need help figuring out how to make the recipe work. Sweet and salty and satisfying. So, founders, or anyone really, when something goes wrong, do you take over, talk it out, wait and hope it resolves, rework everything yourself? There is space and need for all leadership styles if a business is going to be successful. There's space and need for all styles in a marriage or a partnership of any sort. It's not the differences between us that create unnecessary friction. It's the misunderstanding of those differences that breaks teams and partnerships. You are building a business with intention. I know you are, but your team doesn't experience your intentions. They experience your patterns. You are driving the ship, remember? So take control with intention, with understandable patterns and the confidence to understand the accompanying nuance. Not sure where to start? Send me a message.